Hi everybody, Johnny here. I hope you're doing great today. If you want to find more good math, go to jmathpage.com. Lots of good things for you there. Today we're looking at multiplying by 5's, and we're going to be using skip counting. Skip counting is one way to think about multiplying numbers. So let's try it out today. Maybe you've seen something like this before. 1 times 5, 2 times 5, 3 times 5, 4 times 5, 6 times, let's make that right. 4 times 5, 5 times 5, 6 times 5, 7 times 5, 8 times 5, 9 times 5, and 10 times 5. This is like multiplication table, right? And you've probably been learning your tables and you're learning to memorize all your multiplication facts, and that's all good. It's important to know those things. We're going to be thinking about multiplication in terms of skip counting today. And this is another way to think about multiplying. So in order to do this, I needed a little help. So I'm going to use something that's familiar to you. So let's try using this. You've probably seen one of these before. So let's think about this together. I'm looking at 1 times 5. And I'm thinking in terms of skip counting. So what that means is I want to be skip counting by 5, but only one time this time. So let's do that right now. I'm going to count off by 5 and stop there. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I skip count by 5, one time I end up at 5. So I can say skip counting by 5 one time makes me arrive at 5. Okay, let's look at the next one. 2 times 5. So here I'm skip counting by 5 2 times. Well, I've skip counted by 5 once. Now I need to do it again, right? So let's count off 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've skip counted once to 5, and I've skip counted a second time to 10. So what that tells me is that skip counting by 5 2 times, or 2 times 5, I arrive at 10. Let's continue. This next one says skip count by 5 3 times. 3 times 5. Let's see, I have 1, 2. I better add 5 more, right? Let's count them off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I end up at 15. So if I've skip counted by 3 times, if I skip count by 5 3 times, I arrive at 15. Let's go to the next one. 4 times 5. So let's skip count by 5 4 times. I've done this once, twice, 3. I need to add one more now, right? So let's add on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've skip counted by 5 again, and I arrive at 20. So this tells me that skip counting by 5 4 times takes me to 20. The next one, 5 times 5. So let's skip count by 5 5 times. We've done this 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have to add on, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I add 5 more, I end up at 25. So this tells me that 5 times 5, or 5 skip counted 5 times, takes me to 25. 6 times 5. Let's skip count 5 6 times. Let's see what we have so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll have to add another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This takes us to 30. Now I've skip counted 6 times. So we know that skip counting 5 6 times takes us to 30. What about 7 times 5? 7 times 5 means skip count by 5 7 times. Well, I've done this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So let's add another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're taken to 35 now. So we can say 7 times 5, skip counted, takes us to 35. 5 skip counted 7 times, and we arrive at 35. 8 times 5. 5 skip counted 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You probably know where the 8th one is, but let's count to be sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Takes us to 40. So we know that 5 skip counted 8 times, or 8 times 5, takes us to 40. Look at the next one, 9 times 5. Or 5 skip counted 9 times. Well, we've done so many already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's count on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Takes us to 45. So we can say 5 skip counted 9 times, or 9 times 5, takes us to 45. What about 5 10 times 5, or 5 skip counted 10 times? Let's see what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. To add on again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Takes us to 50. You probably already knew that. So let's look over here. 10 times 5, or 5 skip counted 10 times, takes us to 50. Alright, so now we have some multiples of 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Well, let's see what happens if we continue the pattern on this chart. If I skip count 5 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I get to 55. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 65. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 75. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 80. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 85. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 90. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 95. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 100. I'm glad I filled out the rest of the chart, because now I can see the patterns that are in it. Well, one thing we notice is that when multiplying by 5, the last digit has to be a 5 or a 0. 5, look at all the 5s. 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, and 95. Or, has to end in 0, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And 5s never make any of the other ones as their last digit. There's only going to be a 5 at the end of a multiple of 5, or a 0 at the end of a multiple of 5. And that's useful to know. So let's look at what we have over here. I think we know our multiples of 5 pretty well. I'm going to take them away though, and I want you to use the chart, or whatever you want to use, to remember what these multiples are. So let me take them away first. Okay, they're all going away. Now I'm going to call them out, and I want you to say what they should be. So, if I say 1 times 5, what is it? 2 times 5. 3 times 5. 4 times 5. 5 times 5. 6 times 5. 7 times 5. 8 times 5. 9 times 5. And last, 10 times 5. Now I'm going to mix them up. Are you ready? See how well you can do with them now. 2 times 5 equals 9 times 5 equals 1 times 5 equals 10 times 5 equals 4 times 5 equals 3 times 5 equals 7 times 5 equals 8 times 5 equals 5 times 5 equals 6 times 5 equals. How'd you do? Let's write them in just to check for ourselves. Are you ready? 1 times 5 is equal to 5. 2 times 5 equals 10. 3 times 5 equals 15. 4 times 5 equals 20. 5 times 5 equals 25. 6 times 5 equals 30. 7 times 5 equals 35. 8 times 5 equals 40. 9 times 5 equals 45. 10 times 5 equals 50. And we can see all of our multiples over here in the table, can't we? So, we can use skip counting to think about multiples. And we multiply by 5's. These are the multiples that come up. And we always know that multiples of 5 have to end in either a 5 or a 0. So I hope this was useful to you.